Hi, and welcome to Velvet Games. Today we're going to be starting a brand new video, our first ever Tavern Talk, where we get to know each other and where you get to guys know us. So we're going to be asking each other questions and talking this time about the future of the channel. I'm Jason.
I'm Austin.
I'm Zach.
And I'm Nick.
And this is Velvet Games. So we know each other from playing Magic way back in the day. And
Who are you?
I'm Jason. You're Zach. We just went over this. There's a whole...
Oh, yeah.
Wait, you're Jason?
Yeah, if we rewind...
I thought you were Walker, Florida Ranger.
No, that's another guy.
Oh,
Completely.
okay.
He looks just like him, though,
Looks
doesn't he?
just
Yeah,
like
that's
him.
kind of crazy.
He wears a
Crazy.
hat.
Spitting image.
But anyways, so like we got to know each other through like playing Magic and everything.
Yeah.
I knew Austin in high school,
Right.
and then like in my senior year, I went to Gamers and started playing Magic, and then introduced me to you guys. And
Yeah.
slowly along.
I have
but,
very vague memories about you. It's only until like the last like 5-6 years that I started to remember who you were, and I was like, oh, right, I know that guy.
yeah,
Past 5-6 minutes, you know?
Yeah, that's 5-6 minutes.
I always forget about him, even when we're recording.
That's not insulting at all. No, yeah,
I remember you, though,
That's
so that's
good.
the important part.
that's good. I
is the
remember
important
showing
part.
up to 2 weeks of my digital design class with Austin, and then never showing up again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow, that quick, huh?
I skipped so many classes in
Dude.
high school. Yeah, I was not a good student.
I just played Minecraft literally all day.
Yeah. I felt like, I'm too good for this class. That's
U.S.
what I
public
felt.
education system, everybody.
Exactly.
Yep.
There you go.
We all went to the
There you
same
go.
high school too,
We all
right?
did go to the
Yeah.
same high school.
Yeah, we all did.
Yeah,
go to
yeah.
the same high school.
In fact, I went to the same elementary and middle school as Nick. Same middle school and high school as...
Yeah,
It's
it's
the
the same middle school. I don't know about elementary school though.
I think you... What'd you do? Well, you don't have to say-
Yeah, we don't need to say those.
You
Yeah.
don't
You don't gotta dox
We don't need.
yourself right now.
Yeah, go ahead, dox
It
yourself.
was, it was not a fun one. It was one of those, like, very code-heavy...
Follow this ooze.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've known Nick for...
Long
Goodness,
time.
most of my
since
life.
2004.
Most of my
Jeepers.
life.
Yeah. Yeah, Zach is still
Oh,
one
no,
of my longest
no.
standing friends.
Well, yeah, maybe
Yeah,
2003,
August of 2004, yeah.
Something like that. And then Austin.
Almost 20 years. Wow, what are you guys going to do for your anniversary?
I don't know if I can say that on the episode.
He's gonna he's gonna take me
gosh.
he's gonna take me
I
to
knew
dinner, and then it depends on how good the dinner is. You know?
I knew that was
We'll
gonna
see
go
what things
inappropriate real fast. This is what I deal with. I always feel like
This is what you two have put up with.
yeah.
To be fair, yeah.
I feel like I'm always the guy that like sits here and like I usually cross the line to like, oh, and here's the joke, and you just like I throw it over the plate and then it just goes way farther than I thought it would go.
Yep.
It's fine.
Every time.
Well, yeah, but we so we all know each other from.
Yeah.
Of course, we all played at Gamers back when Gamers.
Back when gamers
we've-
was a thing,
We've all known
yeah.
each other for a pretty good amount of time.
I went so it was like 2015. So like we're looking right now at like
Like
8
the
years.
8-year mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you guys know Keaton, who may or may not be on the channel at some point, but like
We'll drag him by the ankles in here.
yeah.
Yeah, oh, come on.
But like I've known him
He's a character.
since I've known him since kindergarten, and like we used to go to like a church that my mom like brought me to forever ago,
Mhm.
and so like
That's
me and
crazy.
Keaton have known for each other for a long time, and he got me introduced to some of the nerdy stuff, and then my friend Brandon in high school got me introduced to like some of the magic stuff, and then I met you guys. So
Mhm.
like, how did you guys get introduced to all this stuff? Like, start like way back, you like nerdiest stuff, and then like bring it here to
Is it magic or just
like anything. Like my first nerdy thing I got into was like Pokemon and Pokemon cards
Right.
as a kid, and then like I evolved like into Yu-Gi-Oh.
You know what? If you don't mind me taking the reins.
Yeah, go for it.
So like for me, like I mean, I've was blessed by having like parents who were like both kind of children at heart. I got started like I guess with like trading card games with like Duel Masters, Neopets, the Star Wars TCG, Neopets, man.
I remember Neopets. That
Them
was
crystals though.
I still have all my stuffed animals.
I collected so many of the cards. Only ever played the game officially once.
Mhm.
Not even sure I played it right. I played with Peyton's brother.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
We were in his back.
You,
We were
were-
in
you
his
actually
side
you were
yard.
the one who got me into Neopets. I remember
Yeah,
that.
it's like, so yeah, that was kind of my introduction to like trading card games. I ended up getting a starter kit for Magic, back during Tartier.
Okay.
I got like I think it was a red white or red white black starter deck, and that's probably Red White Black because Mardu.
Yeah, it was
a big
Mardu.
thing. So it's like a Mardu rush deck, and I wanted to I just got into like collecting that because it looks kind of cool, and then I think I played a little bit of it with my buddy Chris, and then like I stayed in contact with everybody from high school pretty much, but like I didn't really hang out with any of them too much. But then like Austin was like, hey, we played cards at this place called Gamers, and I'm just like, oh, neat. So I showed up, and then we started playing drafts, and then we
dude, drafts.
Man,
Remember that?
Tasty drafts
When we'd
there.
be
that
like
was,
there till like
Yeah.
1 in the morning,
Yeah.
just
Yeah, remember when
drafting.
drafts were like the in thing to do
or
all the
or just like
time?
wasting your money fracking packs, just
I
trying
don't
to
want
get
to
that.
talk about it.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about those times. I threw away a lot of money.
Yeah, so that was kind of my foray into Magic.
Okay.
Kind of getting into TCGs in general.
makes sense.
That's dope.
I would have to say, I guess going in the order that we're in, I guess. My first exposure to Magic, like the card game, was actually in middle school with our pals Alex and Jaime.
Right.
They
Oh,
used
yeah,
to be
they used to play.
very big into it, and I remember seeing some of their cards, and at first I wasn't really interested because I was like, this looks kind of lame, like it's a little complex or whatever. I'm not really into it. And then like fast forward, like that was maybe 2008, 2009.
Mhm.
Fast forward to like 2014, and I think you, Austin, I think you were the one who actually got me the most into Magic.
Am I the one who, like, I know not you, but am I the one who kind of like introduced Magic to most people?
You were the one who injected that
I know to
cardboard
you.
drug into my veins.
No.
You were, at least
Where?
with
When did
me.
you get it? You,
I got into it in Theros, and that was my buddy Brandon.
Oh, right.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
you got me into, I guess, like kind of
I
playing
guess
it.
into gamers would be a better.
Yeah, and
You got me
gamers.
into Commander.
Yeah,
Okay.
gamers,
Yeah,
definitely got me
gamers
into
was
Commander,
kind
yeah.
of like
Yeah.
our area's
But, like,
melting pot.
I
Right.
had bought and collected a little bit before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
not much, but like intro decks.
And
Okay.
before I met you, I just played Standard.
Oh.
And so like I
sorry.
like Hydra Broodmasters and like stuff like that was
Right.
like they were cool looking cards, and the Hydra Broodmaster at the time was like my favorite card, but I never really used it.
Right.
And then like you're like, well, here's this format that you can use it all the time. And then I built Sigarda, and then my first ever game of Commander, Austin was like, oh, you're playing humans? I'm gonna play zombies. Dead.
Oh.
And he just murdered me. And I was just like, I hate this. Like, why? I thought we were friends.
you know,
Yeah.
I thought this game was cool. This game sucks.
Yeah. What about you, Austin? I guess since you're the
Okay. So
Catalyst.
nerdy. Getting into the nerdy stuff.
Yeah.
So back when I was a wee lad, my dad got me a well, he didn't get me it, but he had a N64. And
okay.
that got me into kind of like I got Pokemon Stadium on it,
Mm-hmm.
Mario. My dad loved throwing the penguin off the cliff as literally
That's
the meme that everyone has.
Yeah.
But like
Classic Mario 64.
my dad
action.
isn't very big into games too much. But back then when he obviously played with us a good bit.
Mhm.
And he's actually the one who got me into all my nerdy stuff, Star Wars, and to card games and stuff like that too.
Pretty much the same here. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so that like maybe not, because the first real card game I got into was I technically into Yu-Gi-Oh that I actually played.
Mhm.
Started out, I collected Pokemon cards for a while. But I remember going into Spencer's and getting a Japanese pack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Word.
But yeah, so going fast forwarding to Magic, Jaime and Alex and actually Scott as well. We were at a friend's house and they were just like, "Hey man, we have some lands and stuff. We should go buy some packs." I'm like, "Okay." So I just bought an M25, M15. Not 25.
M25. Wow.
I'm thinking of the future.
This man jumped ahead of us. Wow.
No, M15. What are they called? Core box sets.
Yeah,
or
of
whatever?
course, the core
Yeah.
box
That's
sets.
now-
Yeah.
And from there, literally from then on, the set that I really started in was Dragons of Tarkir with a bunch of like
Yeah,
Zach said, lots of drafting.
Yeah, that's when I started playing was
Nice.
Dragons. It was either Dragons or Cons. I think I
It
was
wa-
playing at the tail end of Cons and then
right.
Dragons.
Yeah,
Came
we
out.
we started literally as Dragons was coming out. Like
Yeah.
So
going to the topic of dads though, that is like my mom too, but my dad for the most part, he's the one who had the NES.
Mhm.
So that's kind of where I got into gaming. He's the one who played computer games. Like I remember, I don't know if I told him this story, but I actually lied to him in order to like play Age of Empires.
We're confessing now.
Yeah, because he told me, he's like, you have to pass like what was it?
I remember you told
Yeah,
me this.
I had to get like an A on like a spelling. This was like elementary school, so I had to get like an A on a spelling quiz, right? And I got like a 9 out of 10. right? So not passing that wasn't 10 out of 10. So, and the teacher was like, I had even told the teacher, and she was like, yeah, she even was like a little lenient on me, and she was like, yeah, but I'm sorry, like you blatantly spelled this one wrong, and so like I just like pulled out some random assignment from my what do you call it, from my backpack, and I was like, told Dad, I was like, hey, like, but I did good on this, blah blah blah, and I was just like, this is important, and like totally BS'd. I don't think he bought it. I think he just gave up in frustration. I was just like, fine, play the game. But yeah, and then.
Yeah, I mean, on dads, like my biological father, super nerdy guy, and like he was like into Star Trek, and like my mom and biological father were never married, but like I split time with them for the most part, and there'd be times where like I would go over to like his house, and I would sleep in like the same room as him because he had roommates and such, and he would play EverQuest. Like late at night, and so I always wanted to watch him play, but I was like, he's like, go to bed. I'm just like, all right, whatever. And then like he kind of like sparked that idea of like, oh, like my dad plays computer games a ton, and like he played EverQuest and World of Warcraft and all this other cool stuff to me. And so like as a kid, I was like, I'm gonna play alongside with him, and he's like, no. And so like I got into kid games like Neopets and like Wizard 101, like stuff like that, where like I got to actually play like role playing games, but it was age appropriate. Do you guys remember the Cartoon Network one?
Which one?
It was like I can never remember what exactly, but you got to like play as the characters and go on and like play role playing. Like it was fun to me, but you got like special skill. I always wanted to play as Ben 10. But you had to like pay for that, and I was like pissed.
On a browser game?
No, it wasn't a browser.
It wasn't a browser game.
It was like a full like downloadable. Like,
no, I've never heard of that.
I don't remember that.
And then when I
hit Toontown though.
Toontown.
Oh my god.
That's I just thought about it. That's like a core memory unlock.
Yeah, that game is still alive.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yes,
there's still a lot of players on Toontown right now.
That's probably some
That's
black market
ridiculous.
drug selling thing. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
It's that Club Penguin.
Yeah.
Livers for sale.
Man,
Yeah.
that was the saddest. That was probably one of the saddest moments in internet history when they shut Club Penguin down for good.
Dude. And then like RuneScape as in, like elementary school for me.
Yeah, RuneScape was
like-
elementary school for me
See,
too.
elementary school for me was like onemorelevel.com.
I don't know what that is.
Oh
Like
god, I remember
all
that.
those like old Flash games.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Oh,
Like
Those old
dude.
Flash games were great, but like Keaton introduced me to the great invention of a USB drive in middle school. So like as soon as I hit middle school, I literally would bring my USB drive and start playing Minecraft, and then like I downloaded an emulator, so me and Keaton would meet in the library and then play like Smash Bros. And then to further it, we had a construction class in high school together, and our construction teacher did not care. He's like, yeah, as soon as you get done with your project, do whatever. So they had computers in there, so me and Keaton would literally brought a pluggable controller one day, and I brought the USB, and we sat there and played Smash Bros for like the whole day, and it was just like awesome.
I didn't participate, but I think some of our friend group played StarCraft. Used to play like StarCraft in the computer lab.
Right. So to add on to that, so they played StarCraft. I don't know if you were into this or not, Nick, but they started a whole they somehow made a LAN party for Halo or OG Halo.
Yes, I remember
on
that.
the PCs. So in a homeroom,
Yeah,
kids from all around the school were playing in one lobby.
Nice.
And like it was insane. It was
somebody had figured out on the computer. I remember this because they had set it up in the biology lab on the second floor, and I remember somebody had set up one of the computers to be like the central connection for all the LAN connections across the school. So if everybody had Halo Combat Evolved on the USB or whatever, they could hook it up to a computer, find the LAN server, hook up, and like people, didn't matter where you were in the school. You had access to a computer. You could play in the same server with everyone else who's playing.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It was probably one of the coolest memories I remember from high school.
Yeah.
Was being able to do that.
I was in ROTC in high school, and so like part of like being in that like clique, I guess, is like we would hang out there before like the first bell rang. And so like one day I was like, I'm gonna go play Halo, and like people lost their mind. They're like, you're gonna fall in with those guys and this and that, and I was just like, and like all the ROTC memes you see of like high school, yeah, like that stuff, it really like rings with me. I was like, I'm glad I wasn't that deep of like ROTC kid.
Yeah, that's.
But like,
ooh.
I enjoyed it. Like in my stepdad was in the military and everything, and so like I got that experience of like I know what people that were actually in the military were like, and not these little like pretenders. And so like going from that and be like, yeah, you guys are nothing. Like this is this is nothing. But like, and then being able to play that fence of like, oh, I'll still be able to have fun and do things my way. And like going from that to like when I graduated high school and hanging out with you guys a little bit more of like playing League of Legends, dude. Yeah. 3 a.m. League of Legends
Bro,
sessions.
we got to do that again.
We definitely have to do that again. That's something I would love to do on the channel. And I've been talking to our producer and AV guy about it too. Of like I would love to be like, let's do a League of Legends Tuesday or something like that, and where we just like jam out. Like, yeah, I mean, we figure out a day and time and all that. But
Yeah,
like,
somewhere in the future.
See, I like to. That like a couple of years ago, me and a good buddy of mine used to play drunk League of Legends,
Right.
or like we would drink while we were playing League of Legends. So
sure.
like we would start off not very good, and then somehow along that line of like tipsy, we either thought we were getting better or we actually got better. I'm not quite sure. But then like once you tip back down like into like drunk, it was like
Yeah,
game
you,
over.
The
you
needle
gotta.
went straight
But
down. Like,
regardless, it made the experience much more fun. Playing League while like boozed,
I'm gonna tell you
much
right
more
now.
fun experience.
I'm gonna tell you right now. If we do League on the channel, I'm getting censored a lot. I get so heated at League.
Dude, we could call it Toxic Tuesdays and just
there
like,
you go.
because dude, I remember
Yeah.
those. I remember when I was yelling.
Yeah,
Like-
I still to this day I get so pissed at League.
Dude.
And it's not
tough.
even the game itself. The game itself is fine. The meta is in an arguably dog water place right now, depending on who you
I
ask.
haven't played. I wouldn't know.
But for the most part, it's mainly just the people I get paired up with. Or
Yeah.
some of my friends that I play with. I love them to death, but they do some of the dumbest stuff sometimes when we play. And I sit
Like
there and I
me.
go,
Like-
yeah, and I sit
like
there
Austin.
and I'm just like, why? Why would you make it engage like that? And they're like, well, there were two of you guys nearby. Cool. Their whole team's there. Why was that a good idea to you?
I remember that so often. I'd be the jungler and I'd be playing Warwick, and then like in my headphones yelling, Nick would be like, "What are you doing? Get here! Get here!" And I'm
Yeah.
just like, I'm doing my best
Every single time.
Oh man, like I remember. I think we were playing with like, gosh, I don't remember if it was Chris or Josh or someone, but somebody was like critiquing me, like, and I'm just like, I have not played in like a year. Like, you need to calm the hell down.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was really fun. Of like even though there was definitely like too much of toxicity amongst us,
Yeah.
but I think ultimately it was more fun than it was anything else. And if if we do it for fun, we do it for fun.
Yeah.
Like, we
Yeah,
like to play
that's the trick.
yeah.
Yeah, because nine times out of 10 nowadays when I play League, it's more fun if I'm playing with my friends. I try as much as I can. That's why I don't play the game for days up to a week at a time. Because if nobody's gonna play with me, I don't care to play it because I know I'm gonna get tilted and it's just gonna ruin my mood for the night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. I think, like I said, I think we had a lot of fun, and if we did it for fun, it would be.
Yeah,
that
I love
better.
I love League. It's just, I haven't played it in so long now that I don't know what's going on, which it may be fun, you know?
Yeah. Maybe now's the time to get back
Yeah,
into
fresh
it.
new splash into things. Especially you like playing a lot of tanky characters. Tanks are in the meta right now. They are the strongest they've been in a while.
But how is Warwick? That's why I want.
Warwick is still pretty strong.
See, that's
For
all
the
I
most
need.
part.
That's all I need. I need my little.
He actually
werewolf buddy.
he has a very new build path now, and it actually like once you get to the mid game with that or whatever, you're just unstoppable.
What
at that
about
point.
Garen? Like, can I still spin around in
Still,
circles?
yeah, you're still.
That's all I need to do.
Does Garen still spin?
Does Garen still spin?
Does Garen
That's
still
all I need
spin?
him to
He
do.
spins a lot harder now.
Does he yell
Hey.
for Demacia?
He actually yells 200% louder now.
Oh my god,
That's all I needed.
The buff we really needed.
He's actually base boosted.
He's actually base boosted and deep fried.
They
Yeah,
buffed him. That's
I don't know what I would do. If that were the
That'd be
case.
glorious.
dude. That we should just, if we ever get back into it, we should just have our AV guy just like work on that so that
Every time
every
Garen
time we
does
do it, Yeah. Steering the ship a little bit. If you want to add something.
Well, I was actually gonna ask a question, like like talking about like, our because I feel like this is kind of like a get to know us kind of thing. Where, we're going back in the past. Like, what was a game that you like? What's a game that you really loved as like a child and like really had a lot of fun with?
Now are we
Like,
talking like any game?
Doesn't
or
matter. Yeah, just like
As a child?
Yeah, it can be. I mean,
Does it even have to be a video game, or can it
well,
just be, like,
I was aiming more for video game, but I mean, if you want it to be like any other sort of game, it can be.
Okay.
Because
have
I
an
know what
easy answer.
mine is.
Yeah, I have an easy answer.
Well, easy answers go then. I gotta think about it.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
You brought it up, Zach, so you
so
start.
you and I, this is a shared experience here.
Okay.
Time Splitters Future Perfect.
Oh my god, I just want to play more Time Splitters. I love that game so
game
much. That
was-
actually was my answer.
That was your answer?
That was my answer. I have been so in love when I first discovered this game. So I originally discovered Time Splitters on the original Xbox because my uncle, God rest his soul, had an original Xbox at the time, and he had 2 games for that Xbox. He had Call of Duty 4 and he had Time Splitters 2 specifically. And I remember I was playing that one first, and I remember sitting there and thinking, this is the craziest, like wackiest, completely out of left field first-person shooter I've ever played.
Yep.
You could have games where somebody's playing as a zombie and a character who's playing as a guy in a lion suit runs up to you and guns you down
And
with
then
a
there's a
plasma
guy
rifle.
with a gingerbread man.
There's a gingerbread man. There's a monkey.
Oh my gosh.
Like
There's 3 different monkeys.
There was 3 different monkeys. In Future Perfect, there was 3 different versions of the monkey, and it was great.
Wait,
because
so you know nothing about this game?
I've never played it.
Never.
so
Okay.
yeah, it's
So
wacky.
to set the stage for this, it's an arena first person shooter, kind of along the lines of like GoldenEye.
yeah, like
Okay.
GoldenEye or like Quake. Like,
Yeah.
in terms of arena first person shooter.
It's like an arena first person shooter. It's multiplayer, and like it has a story. There is a story mode that you can play. The story mode's kind of like,
it's also a little out there, but it makes sense.
yeah. I mean, I never played 1 or 2, but Future Perfects is like you're going back in time to stop the main villain of the 3rd game from like ever doing what he did, and so you're going back in time to like the 1910s and the 1960s and then like fast forward to like the 2020s or whatever.
Yeah, the 2000, like
It's-
the late 2000s and like the year like 2475 or something like that. Like
I think there's a part in like the 1990s where you're at like a haunted mansion kind of
Yeah.
vibe. So it's like, and mind you, in the story in the game, that gameplay for the campaign was amazing. I played that game probably about 3 or 4 times. But the multiplayer in one game, and mind you, I played this on the GameCube. In this game, you had like capture the flag, infected before Halo did it. I
yeah,
think.
they had their own infection mode.
You had their own infection mode. They had capture the flag. They had it's like a rush, like attack defense thing before Battlefield, I think, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken. They had a game mode where it's like I think it was like the more kills you got, the bigger you were. So it was like a bigger target you were.
Yeah, so you were easier to shoot.
Or something like that. It was like there were so many weird game modes like that. Then they had a map editor.
Yeah, so
on
they
the-
had
on
like
the
they had a map
GameCube.
editor just like with Halo's
Like
Forge
Forge,
mode.
yeah.
You had a full-on map editor to where you could create your own map for this game.
Yeah.
Um,
Time Splitters 2 had a
and-
good one, but Future Perfects had the best
But
variation of it.
you could like script it too, to where you can make like a campaign mode, like a campaign mission.
What?
yeah,
you
you could
could-
make like objectives,
be like, I'm gonna put-
secondary objectives. It's
Yeah,
cool.
like I'm gonna drop this AI unit in here, and I'm gonna put him on this path. He's gonna march back and forth between these 2 points, and he'll turn hostile if he sees you. Like, and it's just you can just create your own scenarios. Like I remember me and Nick would just like have each other play through our own scenarios.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Like,
That is
it's
so
very
cool.
cool.
It was such like for like a childhood. Like,
Yeah.
that was such a
That was
a
for
great
me.
game.
It was also like the peak of like what a game typically offers in
Mhm.
terms of like unlockables and stuff like
Unlockables.
that. Because
There's even,
there
like-
were so many characters.
There's even like a challenge mode where it's like you could like
you could go
they
through
do
like
like little
different
arcade
like,
challenges.
yeah, like little arcade challenges and like mini
uh,
scenarios you would play through.
Yeah, like one of them is like one of them is literally you just walk into a restaurant's kitchen and start breaking all the plates
Yep.
with like with bricks.
With
What?
bricks.
Oh, and the weapons.
Yeah, the
You
game had some of the
so
coolest
many
weapons. You
Because
had
mind
so
you,
many
all those
choices.
different time periods they have different weapons,
Mm.
and they put all those in the multiplayer. So you have like baseball bats, bricks, like you literally chucking bricks at other people. You have like sticky grenades. You have like remote explosives that you can throw and then trigger. one of the cool things I used to do on Infected is I used to throw the remote grenades onto somebody who was like not infected, and then when the infected like run up and get to that person, I just click it.
Yep.
And just
Oh
blow
my
them up.
gosh.
Deals no damage to the person you stuck it to because you guys are technically on the same.
you're on the same team, so you just kill all the infected around
Yeah,
them.
you just
That
call
is
it infected around them.
insane.
Nice.
There was so many wacky things you could do with the mode. The cool thing about the unlockables of the game was that you would unlock new characters by doing better and better on the challenges. So you had bronze, silver, and gold ratings, but also with the campaign, if you beat the campaign on higher difficulties, every level you complete on a higher difficulty would unlock a new character.
Okay.
It's like-
That's why
it's
the
like- it's the
That's
the
dope.
roster was so huge.
It's like the golden
for
age
those
of gaming
games.
in many ways, because
Yeah.
it's like, hey, we're just gonna put all these features in one game, and it's like,
Yeah.
and you're not gonna pay any extra for it. And
Yep.
No DLC, no nothing.
It's
Just
one of those
have
games
fun.
that unfortunately the studio for it just essentially fell through, kind of died out. Nobody decided to pick up the title again, so it's just been sitting in the however many
It's
gens
also-
back at this point.
It also like scared the crap out of me as a kid, because going through the Haunted Mansion part is just like,
Yeah, that game did like at the time like horror pretty well for
Oh,
the
yeah.
most part. Like
Sounds
a
good.
mixture of like jump scare and like dread at the same time.
Oh, I love
So
that.
maybe for the future of our channel and business, maybe we make the next
Oh.
times.
Bro.
Like,
Oh,
Maybe we
man.
make the next
Oh,
time.
hold on. I was
Maybe
gonna say-
we
we
pay
play it.
maybe we pay the
No.
couple thousands of tens of thousands for the title and just revamp it
Let's do
ourselves.
it.
I mean, we could definitely play it. Like that's not.
Oh,
not
yeah.
out
Yeah,
there.
I was gonna say we
Yeah.
probably should.
I'm pretty
That'd be
sure
fun.
I still have
Dude.
Future Perfect on GameCube.
I still got it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No matter what, we can play it.
Yeah.
I'm saying future wise, maybe we build it, we bring it back. Like what it and like don't kill me, please. But like what it sounds like to me is an older style Fortnite. Because in Fortnite, yes, like it is like it's not the same. But what I'm saying is the customization and all the wacky things that you're describing are also like different things that you'd see in Fortnite. So you'd see like different pop culture references and so on.
The gameplay aspect is like no build Fortnite.
It's very interesting in a way, because it's like it didn't take itself too seriously.
Yeah.
Because like, mind you, in the campaign, all the characters make sense because they're going through those time zones and stuff. But in the multiplayer, you have characters that you didn't see in the campaign, and you're like, what is this? Why is there a guy in a dinosaur suit?
Yeah.
Why is there a guy? I remember the dinosaur suit.
Why is there a gingerbread man? And why is he cussing at me?
But just like that in the multiplayer of Fortnite, there is like a story
Right.
aspect to it that nobody
Right.
ever follows. But like there is some aspect, and so like
anybody nowadays below the age of 21, I guarantee you, does not know the story
Oh,
of
no, no.
Fortnite.
like I still play Fortnite every now and then with some friends, and I literally like I just got the My Hero DLC, so like I just run around with like Texas smash.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's all I do, and like I love it. It's fun to me.
It's
like,
wacky.
It's
Right,
wacky.
yeah.
But like we could definitely like figure it out for the future of the channel.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
that'd be a fun nostalgia trip.
Do you have your favorite nostalgic game or?
So like, if I had to choose one, me and my neighbor Josh, we used to play both Battlefronts, Star Wars Battlefront. There were
Also
times,
runner-up,
no
man.
lie, when I would be up until like 6 or 7 a.m. from the night before just playing Battlefront with Josh. Like we would play Galactic Conquest, we'd play any of just the normal things. There was
Yeah.
even in the first game, we specifically did this thing on Geonosis where we would spawn in, and obviously you have your own set amount of people or whatever. But I don't know, I can't remember if it was just for Geonosis or just in general. You could make it to where the stock of how many players there are and like everything else in the actual like for the AI, you could just kill all the AI and it would just be you and whoever else.
Yeah.
So what we'd do is we'd start in the beginning, get in one of the LAATs, fly up and just kill all of our teammates. We'd mow all of them down and then fight the whole army by ourselves and see if we could survive.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good
It
lord.
was
Jeez.
so much fun. I have so many fond memories from that. From like there's a character named Kip Astor, and if Josh is watching this ever, he hated Kip. For some reason, Kip always killed him, and then he would in turn always try to kill Kip. But obviously, you don't know who it is because like
Yeah.
it's just an AI. But
Yeah.
like. It's so funny. Every single time we'd like end a match or something like that, you'd see Kip is on like the top of the leaderboard, and he's like, "Kip!"
Every
No,
single time.
No, honestly, I mean that's that's probably like a runner up for me
Mhm.
because like the amount of time I put into Battlefront 2 and like would just sit there and like day off from school, cool. I'm just gonna load up the instant action list of all my favorite
Mhm.
maps and modes and just play through it like again and
Yeah.
again and again. That game, that had
So much fun.
like again, great old school game.
Yeah.
Like, you know, everything's there. There's no DLC. There's no, you know, having to buy anything else. You just play. You just have fun.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole game.
I was poor as a kid, right? So, one thing I loved about that game is like you could do like multiplayer,
Yeah.
and so like what we would do, I had a friend Ethan, and like I would go to his house because he had all the cool games and all the good stuff, and like he had money, and
Mhm.
so I would go and we would like play that multiplayer, and he would take out all the AIs and be like, let's just go 1-on-1 against each other, and so like he always wanted to play somebody with the blaster, and I was like, easy money, and I would show up as Yoda just jumping around, be like, hit me, you will not, like.
To that point though, like I grew up most of my childhood without having internet. So games that like gave you the multiplayer experience without needing internet connection,
Yeah.
those were the joke.
Oh,
yeah.
Time Splitters,
Def Jam.
Def Jam Vendetta, Medal of Honor, Call of
Yeah.
Duty. Well, not Call of Duty.
No,
That
no.
one didn't have multiplayer.
No,
Back then.
Medal of Honor.
Medal of
that
Honor
was-
did. It's like playing
Yep.
split screen.
Yeah,
Medal
but
of Honor
split
with you.
screen. Yeah, split. English is hard.
Yeah, yeah.
And that kind of like transitions to my nostalgia, and it's not really a game per se, but it's a bunch of games, and it's just fighting games. Because
Okay.
again, I didn't have like internet access either for the longest time, so like PlayStation 2, like Tekken games,
Right.
and stuff like that, where like me and my brother would just go like head to head, and it was just that over and over again. And then as it like evolves into different games, we also got to play those different games, like other ways and so on. But like it's a lot of fun, and like Smash Bros on the GameCube,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and stuff like
Especially
that.
from Melee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
like stuff like that where it was just like it wasn't just one game, because like I would win in Tekken, and then my brother would be like, well, you can't beat me at this game, and then we'd go play that game and he'd win. I'm like, well, you can't beat me at this game, and then like it would just be that bounce off of each other, like going from Mortal Kombat to Smash Bros to Tekken to this, that, and just like it was a lot of fun being able to just be like, you know, whatever it is, we're gonna try and kill each other, but it's 1-on-1, like nothing else. And just it was always fun for me, and it was something like even my stepdad would be like, all right, let's go, and I thought I was like the man of the house whenever I'd win, and he'd be like, okay, and then like I guess he had a main, like he wasn't like a gamer, but he's developed into a gamer now. He has the new God of War before I did, like all this great stuff, and I'm just like, look what I've done. And so
Look at what I've done.
he would pull out the main of Yoshimitsu
Oh.
in Tekken
Oh,
3,
boy.
and he taught
Yeah.
me lessons.
Yep.
And so then I learned how to play Yoshimitsu, and then as an adult I was like, now I know how to teach lessons.
Exactly. Yoshimitsu in Tekken 3 was a
Mhm.
whole different kind of monster.
Oh dude, and we definitely had to play that on the channel.
Oh,
Oh,
for
yeah,
sure. For
absolutely.
sure.
Yeah, steering is I know.
Real quick,
Go
I
for
have
it, go
one
for it.
quick funny story about the Star Wars thing that we can just go on and then the
Yeah,
next
yeah,
topic. I don't
go
think
for
I've
it.
ever told any of you guys this. Back in middle school or elementary school, I can't remember. I had hernia surgery, and I was out of school for like 2 weeks. But while I was out, obviously with it being like an open wound and everything else, you had to like, you know, whatever. It had stitches and whatnot. But while I was hurt, me and my brother Trey would I used to play Star Wars Battlefront, the hero
Yeah.
thing
Oh,
where you have
yeah.
because the heroes and stuff. There was this time I remember he was sitting on his bed and I was sitting on one of the kitchen chairs, and I don't know what happened. I do not know what happened, but like he was choking. He choked me as Chewbacca, like did the Force choke, and it made me laugh so hard I couldn't breathe, and I eventually I started like the started bleeding a little bit, and I was just like I was laughing so hard that like the stitches were messing up, and my mom I was on the floor and everything else, and like I was like, I can't do this, it hurts so bad, and Trace was like, whatever, And then I would come back in there and try did it again, and it just kept happening and happening. My mom's just like, "You gotta stop! You're gonna hurt him." It's just like, but the animation for it's so funny because like Chewbacca's just in the air and he looks like a fish, just like
Because in that game they would if you force choke someone, they just ragdoll like limbs and everything.
When I was a kid,
flailing.
I could not handle myself around that. Like I was just enough to bleed.
It was a
Like,
simpler time.
Yeah.
That was a simpler time.
We should definitely throw we can definitely do stuff like that on the channel too.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
I would love to
absolutely.
bleed on the channel.
yeah.
I would love to bleed on the channel. He said. Yeah, that was one of my best memories. With all that was my girlfriend at the time, like 5-6 years ago. We library shared on Steam, which if you've ever done that with someone, they essentially get access to your whole library of games, and they get and you get access to theirs. When I got access to her Steam library, she's like, "Oh, I don't have a lot of games, bro." She had every single Star Wars game that had ever come out that is now on Steam. So I got Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. I got Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2. I got like a bunch of the other Star Wars games.
Right.
And the minute I saw Battlefront 1 and 2, I was like, that's it. I'm set. Don't need any other game.
Don't mind to like derail this, but
No, go for
like Rogue Squadron.
Rogue
Think-
Squadron was
yes,
good.
that was also a good
Remember-
game.
remember
Yeah,
that
I
one?
remember that
You played
too.
that?
No, I never
Nah.
played. That was the
On
one
the
game.
Xbox.
Oh, I put it on
Xbox,
GameCube.
GameCube,
Yeah,
PlayStation
GameCube.
2.
That was the one game like that everybody else had that I didn't, and I felt so left out because like they're like, "On Rogue Squadron, we did this," and I'm just like, "Shut up."
Shut up and pour. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
That one was a really fun one. Really good fighter game.
Yeah,
for that
really
time.
good, really good dogfighting game for a Star Wars game. Pretty good. Loved it.
GameCube has so many bangers.
Oh yeah, GameCube had a bunch of bangers
Oh,
for
gosh,
games.
like that was
Pokemon
like-
Pokemon Coliseum, I want to say
Yep.
it was. Yeah.
Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness.
Like,
there was also a good one.
man. There
There was
were
a Batman game, Batman Beyond. Batman
Like-
Beyond, by the way, as I progress in this channel, you'll see how much I love that show.
Star
Yeah.
Wars, Lego Star Wars, and
A lot of the Lego games that came out, they were all good.
Yeah. A lot of like just GameCube. We need GameCube games back. Like
One day.
GameCube
we need like
vibes.
GameCube era back. Like
Yes.
that was just like the era. for gaming, in my
GoldenEye
opinion.
wasn't that was a GameCube
Well,
game.
That was in
that
64.
came out on N64. Yeah.
Right, but you played. I know I played it on GameCube.
Yeah, there's different ones.
There's a different one for GameCube specific that like I
Yeah.
played all the. I actually got in trouble. We're like this will This will be the last topic. Then we'll go back to normal things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got in trouble once, and to this day I still haven't confessed this to my mother. So if she's listening, I'm sorry. So I used to walk home from middle school, and on the way home there was my buddy's Matt's house. So I went to Matt's house one day after school, but I was supposed to come right home, and I didn't. And so I played video games, and we played GoldenEye and Smash Bros, and we just played GameCube games at his house, like for like 4 or 5 hours. And so then I walked home, but there was a cop car and he pulled over and he's like, "Are you Jason?" And like I was like, "Yes." And he's like, "What? Where have you been? Your mother's been looking. Get in the car." And he got me in the car. He brought me back home, and so like, what happened before he saw me? I was tying my shoe behind a tree, and so like I came out of this tree, and so he thought I had been like hiding from him, and so like he was pissed, and so like he took me back to my mom, and there was like 3 cops in my kitchen.
What the heck?
And they're like, "Where were you?" And this is like a simpler time too. This is like almost 20 years ago. Jeez, I'm old. Almost 20 years ago, where like cops weren't like that, you know?
Right.
And so they're like, "Where were you?" And I was like, I just came up with this like super fabrication. I was like, I was walking home. I walked my friend Brittany home, and then I was walking back, and I think I like twisted my ankle, and that's why I was behind the tree. And then I just felt like I was just going, and then I just walked back home. Like I've just been walking this whole time. And then like one of them was like, "Where does Brittany live?" And I was like, "If you go like 3 miles," like I was just like, imagine like insert random number there, and miles. That way, but the other way from school. I was like, I just didn't want her walking home by herself. And he was like, "Well, that's not your responsibility, and you needed to communicate with your mom." And I was like, "I don't have a cell phone." And then he looked at my mom. He's like, "He's in 7th grade. He doesn't have a cell phone." And my mom was like, "Are you gonna pay for it?" And then I was like,
You gonna pay for it?
I was like, "Bet." Conversation over. And then
Cool. Free
and-
cell phone.
And then like my stepdad came in to my bedroom later that night and he goes, I know you're full of crap. And I'm like, no. and he's like, we don't have to tell your mother, but just keep that. Stop. Don't do that ever again. Come home. Okay. We're not dealing with this. And then, long story short, my mom made me write a letter to the Mascot Police Department.
Oh my god.
Apologizing for wasting their time. I refused to write the letter. She then took me to meet the chief of police, who then yelled at me and taught me a very valuable lesson of respect that you give is the respect that you will receive. I've never forgotten that for my whole entire life. And then I did like volunteer work for them and so on. But yeah, I mean, that was those were always fun memories too, of like the GameCube before I got in trouble with the cops. As a kid.
Like, leading up to getting in trouble.
Yeah, the GameCube games, they were worth
Those were
worth it. Well, I think this is a good point to wrap up this episode, and we'll do like a little shotgun of personal questions with you guys.
What were we thinking?
Okay.
Like Remington, Mossberg,
Specifically.
Mossberg? Okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna call this the personal lightning round.
not Benelli. No, of
No,
course
not Benelli, no. Personal lightning round, where I'm gonna ask a question and you guys 5 seconds answer the question. All right.
5 seconds. Okay.
You guys ready?
as ready as I can be.
All right. Favorite color.
Purple.
Purple.
Red.
Favorite movie.
Jurassic Park.
Sherlock Holmes.
Blade Runner.
Which Sherlock Holmes?
The one with Robert Downey Jr.
Okay. Favorite book.
You're going to someone else. Don't play me.
I'm blanking right now on books right now.
You illiterate fools.
Okay, I haven't read many, so like, but Game of Thrones.
Okay.
I think it was called like The Outsiders. It had like Ponyboy and all
Oh,
that.
yeah,
yeah,
Love that
I
book.
saw.
Empire of the Vampire.
Okay. Mine was Percy Jackson. Like
Oh,
all day. Like
okay,
I
no,
read
that's-
every
that's
single.
good.
I
Percy
read every
Jackson's good.
single Percy Jackson book back and forward. Like I loved it. Favorite food.
Ceviche.
Spaghetti lasagna.
What?
That's exactly what it sounds like.
Spaghetti
man.
lasagna.
Spaghetti
It's really good.
lasagna.
Fair enough. Chicken tenders.
Shrimp Alfredo. And I forgot to answer these questions as we were going along.
Bruh.
Favorite color is silver.
Favorite movie.
I am number 4.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then favorite book
okay.
is Percy Jackson. Favorite food is shrimp,
Shrimp
Alfredo.
Alfredo, yeah.
Favorite superhero.
Favorite superhero. I'd have to say Zatanna.
Mostly because I love the show. Green Arrow.
Green Arrow.
Spider-Man.
Superboy, like from the original like Teen Titans Superboy.
Oh, okay.
If you had to say like a spirit animal, like an animal that represented you, what would it be?
Represented us?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
your
like-
persona.
Yeah.
Your persona.
yeah. Whatever.
Yeah. So what's your persona, Austin?
Yeah.
I can see you as
that
a
represents
mongoose.
me, or
It doesn't
like
have to represent
a
you.
bat?
A bat.
A bat. Okay. Yeah.
You just hear see me hanging from the ceiling.
It's morbid time.
Oh no.
No.
Oh gosh. White Rhino.
Okay.
White
so
Rhino.
specific.
Super specific.
Black Wolf.
That's so specific.
Okay,
Mine's a bald
the
eagle.
White Rhino is my favorite, like one of my favorite animals.
Okay, fair
that's
enough.
Fair.
Okay, maybe I should just change the question to favorite animal.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
would
mean,
yours
bat.
change? Bat, and then
No, yeah.
white
No,
rhino,
it'd still be
and-
Black Wolf for me.
Yeah, and mine would still be an eagle. So that's what it is. It's
Nice.
just your favorite animal. All right. These are either or, so you have to choose one or the other.
All right.
Ready? Beach or mountain?
Mountain.
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 Beach.
Look, listen, I am not a beach person.
Yeah.
I don't care for the beach.
I
Yeah.
could fall asleep.
Swimming's all right. I like hiking and seeing like just like stuff for miles.
I love not
It's fun.
breathing.
It's a combination of things. Of like, as a kid, I used to go there and we used to like tent on the beach. So like we would put up a tent and like stay there all night and then
Yeah.
wake up early morning and like go surfing and stuff. So like that was always fun. All right. Time machine or magic wand?
Magic wand. Easy.
It's a little too open. What does Magic Wand do?
It does magical
Does
wand stuff.
magic-
Whatever you
Yeah.
want.
Like what?
I don't know about whatever you
This
want.
isn't an essay. You know, I don't have all the
Gosh.
answers. Like, it's neither or.
Time machine.
Time machine.
Magic wand.
See, me and my wife had this debate where I say time machine, she says magic wand. I think time machine because I go back in time, get some lottery numbers, and then like win the lottery,
Okay.
easy money, or go forward in time
Yeah, you just
You
use
would,
it to make money.
you would horribly alter the timeline if
I don't
you
care.
did something like that. That is like one of the number one rules of time
I
travel.
go back in time, win the lottery. I'm Batman. Done.
I'm Batman, all right. You become public enemy number 1 to a lot of people.
Nobody will know. All right, cats or dogs?
Dogs.
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 But I do like cats.
Yeah, I don't.
I also like cats.
Yeah.
My allergies keep me from
Correct.
loving
I don't
cats.
mind cats, but if I had to choose, dog all day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Winter or summer?
winter.
I'd say generally winter.
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 I'm from Fairfax, Virginia. I love the cold.
I was born in Florida, but I love the cold.
Yeah, same. I like the cold we get.
Romance or horror?
Horror.
Romance.
That's
What about romantic horror?
What are you thinking? Slenderman falls in love?
Yes.
Nah, he really loved warm bodies.
I'd have to. Oh
my God.
I did though. I like that movie.
I did too. I can't lie.
I don't know. I'd have to say horror just because romance movies all have the same plot and the same.
What?
Refuse.
No.
Refuse. I'm romance all day. Rom-coms and like half of Chris Evans movies, romance. Ice cream or cake?
That's so hard
Ooh,
for
you
me.
put him on a hard.
What?
I am a sugar person, bro. I love both.
Cake.
Cake?
Ice cream.
Ice cream cake.
No.
It's both.
So I asked my wife the same thing, and she tried to cheat me by saying that answer. No.
Ice cream cake.
or cake.
No,
That's
listen,
it. They're
here-
two different things.
I like ice cream. I baked for a couple years. Baking cake sucks.
But it's not about. It's not about
asking you to
making.
make it. You
wanna
can't make
eat
the
it.
ice cream.
I'm
Not
making
easily.
ice cream. I gotta get the rock salt. Get the
Not
ice.
easily.
No.
It's involved.
You can make it, but it's just no. You're eating it, not making it. So ice cream or cake, Austin?
Cake.
Okay, that's the worst
Okay.
opinion, but hey, whatever.
So we're debating whatever.
This is what gets us fighting. Holy God.
Breakfast or dinner?
Dinner.
Dinner. I don't eat breakfast.
Breakfast. I love me some.
Bro, I
bacon
hate
and
me some
eggs.
breakfast, bro. I don't eat breakfast.
I don't eat breakfast, bro, but I'm that kind of dude that I will go down to the kitchen at 2:17 in the morning. I will cook myself some bacon and eggs.
If I had I'm gonna go with dinner. Like I like steak. I like stuff like salmon and everything. But breakfast is so
don't get me
close.
wrong. In terms of like breakfast foods, I like breakfast foods.
Yeah, breakfast
It's just,
foods are
I
great.
don't eat breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And then this is like a thinker. So if we had to take a little bit of time, all right.
Alright.
If you had to choose any superpower, what would it be? Insert Jeopardy music right
superpower.
here.
Insert-
If I had a super power,
if you could have any superpower, what would it be?
no drawbacks.
No drawbacks. Yeah. I'm not gonna be like
no, I guess
you
I
choose
guess,
super strength. You
I guess
rip
no,
your
yeah,
arms off
I
by
guess
accident.
I guess no drawbacks, but most superpowers have their own drawback already.
You know
Yeah,
what?
but we don't have to take that into account.
Honestly, I think mind reading. Like,
Okay, horrible. But
well,
next,
no,
just kidding.
Allow me to explain.
All right, go
Allow me
ahead.
to explain.
Go ahead.
Like, be able to read what other people are thinking. There are so many practical applications for that.
Sure.
Right? You could be a spy. You could be an interrogator. You could be like any number of things. Like, and no one would know.
So you want to work for the CIA, is basically because
Yeah,
that
I mean, you know,
as
you
soon
could-
as somebody
yeah, you
would
could do
find that out, you'd be like,
You could
get him.
you could know if somebody's into you, so there would be no ambiguity and like
I'm
flirting
married
and stuff.
I know somebody's in
Yeah,
there.
Jason's married. Jason has to worry about that.
I go home and
Yeah.
somebody's interested
Zach
in me.
said, "I want the easy ticket into a federal paycheck, 401k, salary,
Look,
paid
man.
vacation."
I mean,
I mean, hey, I'd take that
I'd
too.
be super sleuth extraordinaire.
Yeah, you
Yes,
would.
you
You would
would.
be.
I'd be a better detective than Block. You know,
You would-
That'd
you
be
would
funny.
You would be the 21st century Sherlock Holmes.
be like that guy did it. How do you know? Yeah, he's
But that's the thing. You have to prove how he knows now. So you're gonna be like, I
there
read
there
his
would
mind.
be hurdles. Yes. But
You show up in
You
the
just-
court.
but you just
Your
get
Honor,
them-
I read his mind.
you get them to think about.
Just mistrial. Done.
All you got to do is get them to think about the incriminating evidence, and there you go.
Yep.
I mean, sure.
Makes sense.
Okay. Mind reading is. You made a valid
It's-
point to make it less than
yeah.
a headache. That
It's
it
a
is.
double-edged sword. It's one of those superpowers that's a double-edged sword.
Sure.
Time stop.
Okay.
Time stop.
Just stopping time.
Well, I'd be able to move around in the time. Yeah.
Okay.
So stopping time for everyone
So
but
freezing time for
himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
Yeah.
can freeze
So
time.
literally Dio.
Dio.
That's
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, of
Okay.
there's so many applications for that.
There
Like
is.
it's not like
Now,
He just has Adam Sandler. flip.
is it?
Yeah. But he only has the pause button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I have to ask: is it you freeze time and make it come back whenever? Does it have a set time limit? Like,
Yeah. Is it Zach from Saved by the Bell or? is it-
I would stop time and I can bring it back whenever.
Okay.
That
Interesting.
is actually a really, I think a lot of people kind of underestimate a superpower like that because you could, so for you in that instance, your time continues on,
Sure.
but everyone else's doesn't.
Correct.
You could spend like a year of your frozen time learning everything in
Exactly.
the world.
Sure.
and come
It does
back.
have a lot of practical, but again, how are you using that?
Presuming
Like,
that
look.
you don't continue to age while all that's happening.
Well, that would be the drawback.
That'd be the
right?
drawback.
You would inadvertently be accelerating your
Look,
lifespan.
all I'm saying
You could be the
is
world's
if I'm
best
if I'm
supervillain
just
now.
like, man, I never want to work again, I could literally just stop time and be like, go in the bank, whatever, no
So
one's
you're a
seeing that.
villain.
That's what I'm saying.
You
You
are
could be
a
the
I
villain
never
at
said
that
I was
point.
good.
You
I
could-
said
he
Dio.
could be he could be like a world class supervillain.
Hey, a superpower doesn't imply he's a hero.
It doesn't. It doesn't. You're right.
Yeah, people are just like, go take him out, shoot him.
the FBI comes in to stop him.
Cool. All right, bye.
All right, I'm going to Venezuela.
Cue the
I just
Zawardo sound effect.
I just
and
thought we were
Austin just, "I'm outta
applying
here."
that to being good, but whatever.
You can
Fine.
you can do good stuff too.
Not you. You're Robin Banks.
No, I'm
no,
just saying
now-
that's something you can do.
Now Austin's saying he would. There are good things he would do with it, but he's also saying he wants an easy check. some
That's what I'm
weeks.
saying. You know how easy that is?
If you say so. That's. I mean, it's solid.
I definitely see
What's yours?
the.
Mine's telekinesis.
So moving things with your mind.
Moving anything with my mind. Yeah. So
Okay.
like,
So you say you lift the bank up and shake all the money out of
why
it?
would I rob the bank?
Why not?
I would be a professional athlete easily.
Huh? Oh, I mean, you would out yourself so hard though. I mean,
No,
I
you
guess-
wouldn't.
Oh, no, you wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't.
No, think about that. You could be like an NFL pro, never miss a throw.
Exactly. You can be the next better Tom Brady.
You could just be like
Here's
and just
here's
in.
how that would work too,
or
right?
an NBA
Because
just every
NBA?
shot makes
Exactly.
every NFL
Huh.
game I've been forced to watch at my job,
Uh-huh.
every single one, I always watch the camera work for these throws. Like, so let's say Jason wants to be a quarterback for a team or whatever.
Why would
Every single camera shot for the quarterback's throw shows the quarterback making the throw,
Right.
and then the camera follows
Wait,
the
no,
ball.
okay,
Isn't
but
even
to
looking
be
at
fair,
Jason
To be fair,
anymore.
all it takes is one sportscaster to go, you ever notice that Jason's finger just keeps pointing at the ball as the
Why
ball
would?
goes
But
into the
you're moving
receiver's
it with
hand?
your mind. You don't need to sit there and
What?
follow
Oh,
it with your
okay,
finger.
okay, I see what
You're
you're saying.
telekinesis.
I see
Do
what
you
you're
not understand the implications of that? You're just like, I'm gonna throw the ball, and then it goes whoop, 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 goes like the left, or like goes
What?
in between people,
Well,
and
that's
like.
that's why you train.
But you train, and you sit there and you like, okay, I'm gonna throw this bullet pass, and it
Yeah.
just goes straight.
Yeah.
And so like, if it's about to be intercepted, you just speed the ball up
that
enough.
boy's got a hand like a cannon.
Exactly.
Everybody raves
Yeah,
about you.
there
Yeah.
would be people who'd be suspicious.
There'd be
They're
suspicion,
definitely, but like,
how could anybody prove
but
it?
how can anybody prove it?
but like, and
You just move 'em.
telekinesis, you can also move your own body. So like, if I'm about to get tackled, I just move myself out of the way. Now
Bro.
again,
He's about to hit that G-Mod ragdoll physics. He's about to hit that swoop. Avoid being tackled.
there's a lot of practical applications to
God.
it.
No,
Like,
there are, but specifically for like a sport, like it's just
No,
like in those
so-
movies, like
no.
when you throw a baseball, you're like, woo!
yeah,
Like,
baseball's another one. You win. Like there would be no losing.
He's not wrong. Telekinesis doing sports, you could manipulate
I
anything.
think,
and I mean,
Austin, I think you're thinking about it with like the attached somatics of normal telekinesis.
Wait, think about that. You're a boxer,
yeah.
right? You just telekinesis, move their punches out of the way, right? And then just like when you punch them, force them to the ground. So it looks like you knock them out. They're like, what the hell happened? You didn't hit me that hard.
But you can hit them that hard though. Think about it. You put all that force of telekinesis into your fist, and you're just like, boom, and you're almost hitting them with a truck.
I suppose it depends on the limits of telekinesis.
Yeah, there would.
You know.
We already said no drawbacks, so I win.
Well, yeah, no drawbacks is not the same as no
But
limits.
but to be
yeah,
honest, I couldn't beat somebody with time stop, or
Right.
potentially even mind reading, because then you would know my next move.
you would know his every
Not
move
that you
before
can
he
stop
makes
it.
them.
I mean, you like if that's your only power, then yeah, you're kind of screwed. He's like,
but-
I know he's about to restrain me. Done.
But wait, what's next?
Yeah, what's next?
Oh.
Can
And
Nick
this
stop-
isn't a competition. It's not to be better
So-
than everybody else.
talking to dolphins.
So no, that would be cool, but no. Flight,
Yeah,
being able to fly.
I can fly with telekinesis. By the way, you ever watch the movie Chronicle?
Yeah,
Easy money.
but flight would be mine. However, I think there's always one common misconception that people understand of with flight, and it's the speed at which you can fly.
Okay, so how fast you'd be able to fly? As
To be able
fast
to
as you want.
control however fast or slow I want to fly.
Okay.
Bro, gas prices are dope at that point.
That's
It's
true.
Zero.
Yeah.
So can you make other things fly too?
No, they're not zero. You'd have to
It would
eat.
just be me.
Just you.
Well,
Nope.
that
Yep,
doesn't
it would
count
just
as
be me.
gas at that
Okay,
point.
so
It's
you
just-
let's say
I would want the capability to fly.
So then how okay, Zach made a very good profit from his.
I made a very good profit from mine.
Austin robbed a bank, is now a federal.
It's now a federal
They don't
criminal.
know that though.
He's number one on the FBI's
That's
list.
fair. They wouldn't know because like all security cameras be freeze framed at the time.
It's true.
Yeah,
he would
but-
never be caught.
He'd never get caught, but he'd still be.
But the bank, the
unconscious.
bank,
Way on
that,
his
the
soul.
bank that
Well, I mean,
constantly
no.
monitors
He would be
your-
caught. The IRS is a thing.
I was gonna say also the
Yeah,
bank.
but they don't know that.
The
The
bank
IRS
that
is
constantly
definitely a thing.
monitors your
Not in
bank
Europe.
account. Yeah, not in Europe. No, I was gonna say with Austin's, the bank that constantly monitors your bank account would probably get a little suspicious
Yeah,
if your
you
bank
just-
account's
hold
at
but not a Swiss bank account.
$500.
Don't put it in a bank account. Move to a country with a non-U.S. extradition.
Yeah.
True.
There you go.
Offshore accounts,
It's
bro.
perfect.
Under my bed, bro.
Payday 2 taught us about offshore
To be honest,
accounts.
too, you could just rob European banks and then come back to America and live
Yeah,
life.
there you go.
Because you could just stop time whenever you just walk across. Because
Yeah.
if you stop time and you walk on water, do you fall?
I don't know how that would work.
No, you would be able to walk on water like it was a solid surface.
Well, okay.
Because it's
Okay,
it's
so
not moving.
when you're
It's not
stopping,
moving.
when
I
you're
didn't think
stopping
about that.
time,
That's
if
dope.
you're still able to manipulate space, as in picking up money and carrying money with you, the particles of water don't change because you stopped them.
That's true.
So you'd still
That is
sink.
You would just
true.
slip.
but
Yeah, I guess air too. Well,
Yeah.
the same thing would apply.
Yeah.
Like at that point, you literally just fall.
Yeah,
like,
because if you
you
can,
would
if
just
you
fall
can
straight
pick up
to the
money
water.
and manipulate the money, you'd have to be able to manipulate water.
true.
Anyways,
So, I mean,
flight. Sell us on flight. How do we
Okay,
make money?
so flight. How would I make
Yeah,
money
we all made
doing
a
it?
killing.
We got
So
we got
okay,
banked.
so
What are you doing?
obviously the number one thing would be I wouldn't need a card anymore.
Right.
Sure. You're
So
saving a lot of
saving
money
I
on
would
gas.
I would be saving a lot of money on gas. I wouldn't have to make monthly car payments if I finance a car.
Right.
True.
I technically wouldn't need car insurance
Right.
if I
need
just
that-
fly
so
every
so
higher
far you're
health
not making. You're
insurance.
just saving money.
You're just
yeah,
saving.
so
You're
far,
like Geico
I
at
mean,
this
saving
point.
saving money is making money in the same motion.
Nick,
if
the
you
superhero Geico.
the
Hold on.
superhero
I've
guy.
got the answer for you. Two answers actually.
Okay,
All right.
let's hear it.
Sports, right? NBA, right? You're able to
Yeah.
jump higher than anybody else and make the shot.
He's a dunk.
You wouldn't necessarily. Yeah, oh yeah, dunking. Yeah, you just
Yeah.
jump over other people. Like,
Harlem
how does he do it?
Globetrotters.
You
Yeah.
just you'd be like the new.
Same thing with
Harlem Globetrotters.
baseball. He'd be an outfielder. Any catch, it doesn't matter how high. Like
Any dive, you just
Ooh.
fly a little bit. You know, and make it little.
From one base to the other. I don't know what happened. The air picked up or something.
Like
Yeah.
you like the pole vault thing and stuff like that. You know, I mean, Nick.
Yeah.
But the other option is like the circus. You know, like not a lot of money, but you can do like acrobatics and stuff.
See, you guys
You're
are
a
thinking about it
trained
from the
monkey.
money
Yeah,
aspect.
of
I'm
course.
not thinking about it from the money aspect at all. I'm thinking about it from the personal enjoyment aspect. The
You must not
freedom
pay
to
rent.
go. Oh, I pay a lot for rent. Actually.
exactly. That's my point.
Well,
So
no,
that's what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
yeah,
I would
totally.
have the freedom to go wherever I want and only have to worry about buying food, buying drinks. If I need to stay there
so
for
it'd
the
be your
night,
day job.
Well, no, see, like mine.
whatever it is I do currently, I don't have an
That's-
issue with my day
No, see,
job.
like mine is like, I mean, the way I look at it is, if I could read other people's minds, it's more than just like money. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like I said, it's
Yeah.
knowing when somebody's flirting with you,
Sure.
knowing if somebody's like talking crap about you behind your back, like you're laughing and being buddy buddy with somebody, like, gosh, I hate this person. It's like, oh, that's a little messed up,
Yeah.
The other
There's so many
benefit
applications, though.
to flight too, I can piss anyone off. They're not gonna be able to beat me up.
Bro,
I could
that
step
is
on
not
any-
where I thought that was
I
going.
can step on anybody's toes.
You thought he was gonna
and they'll
strafe
be
and
like,
run
yeah.
somebody, huh?
Yeah.
They're like, I'm gonna find you after work. No, you won't.
I know where you live.
Bro, I
Cool.
legit,
I'm gonna zip zoppity
you just-
zoom out of here. You're not gonna catch me.
I just legit thought you were just like, I'm just gonna piss. Like, you're gonna Harrier strike somebody you're pissed.
I'm gonna Harrier strike everybody on the street, bro.
I think.
What up? You can't do nothing
About
about
to
it.
call me the 22nd century B-52 bomber because I'm diving over these streets.
Jeez.
So never mind. Austin isn't wanted by the. Isn't a fugitive. It's Nick, the flying boy.
Public indecency.
Urinating on someone.
And Nick couldn't get away with it.
No, they'll have my face plastered everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
Wear a mask.
I'm not thinking about it from the monetary aspect.
Right.
I'm thinking
Right,
about it
sure,
from the
right. I mean,
personal
right,
enjoyment.
right.
Having the
Yeah.
freedom to be able to fly literally wherever I want in arguably literally a fraction of the time driving or taking a train or whatever anywhere.
I will say the only thing you've got to worry about with that, right, is you are still a human.
Yep.
Flying at those speeds.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, but I
There-
think with the superpower, like it kind of X-nays like he's just because he could fly. Like I would imagine with time stopping and age-wise, the drawback to that, and then the same with reading minds.
Yeah, if there's no
Right.
drawback.
if there's no drawback, so like top speed, he'll be fine. Like
Well, no, the worry is like you went into like a bird or like a bug or something.
Yes,
Like-
that so obviously there
velocity.
would
Yeah.
oh,
there
true,
would
true,
have
true,
to be
true,
like
true.
dressing
Did you ever see what
appropriately
a
for
bird
flight.
does to a plane?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, birds will seriously mess up a plane if they
Yeah,
fly straight into
True.
it. Now, to be fair, planes fly at like literally thousands of miles an hour.
Oh, you're
me if I'm going like top speed, let's say probably a couple hundred, it would
It
still
would-
hurt. So
yeah, it's
the drawback would be I would have to dress appropriately
right
for
right.
like say if I'm like riding on a motorcycle, gotta have a helmet, gotta have something to protect my face.
You basically be Iron Man without the
Without the-
propulsion. at
Without
that
the
point,
propulsion
like,
system, without the
you just-
blasters, without the
yeah.
nano missiles, all that stuff, you know.
Just a suit of armor.
I mean, to be honest though, if you
Just in full plate.
You're just-
You'll just fly in full plate.
at that point, you're just the Rocketeer. You just-
Yeah, pretty much.
his superhero name be the Flying Knight or something like
yeah,
that.
there you go.
The Flying
Um,
Knight. That's
well,
dope. Actually,
I think that's a good point to wrap it up for the first
Yeah.
Tavern Talk.
yeah, I
is
would say so.
This is a good way for our listeners. Imagine like if we were in a tavern just talking. This is kind of how I imagine it.
Surprising lack of mead at this tavern.
Yeah.
though.
Yeah,
pretty
where's
good
the-
amount.
Where's the?
the service here sucks. I
Oh
know,
my gosh.
but
the servicer does suck.
yeah, that's
oh, that's two meanings there. I can't call no one.
What's that? My girlfriend. I have 37 missed calls from my girlfriend. That's crazy. We didn't get them
I'm
till
in
just now.
danger.
and
We also
that's,
didn't talk about the future, but we did talk about the past.
but we
which is,
did
I
talk
think,
about the future in the past,
somewhat.
which is all
But I think this is good groundwork. This
Yeah.
is hey, this is who we are. This
Yeah.
is where we came from.
Yeah,
people
it's-
like it.
So
So
many people get to know us a little better.
So-
I think this is a good place to wrap up. Thank you guys for listening and aka you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching the video aspect, make sure you like and subscribe. So maybe if you guys enjoy this content, try and support us on Patreon. Hopefully we'll add some more stuff on there and you guys will enjoy that better. And leave a comment below what you guys want us to talk about on Tavern Talk. And we appreciate you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm running out of time. I'm being chased by the cops. You gotta like, comment, subscribe below, okay? And hey, make sure you check out our Discord, it's free, and the Patreon too, okay? Oh crap, they're getting closer. M2GPD! I gotta go, guys, but make sure you follow, subscribe, go, go, go!